Hey guys, welcome back, and a big hello to all my friends out there in the comic collecting YouTube community. And when I say friends, I mean just that, because there are a lot of really wonderful people in this community. Uh, I can't, I've amassed a large group of friends, uh, since I've been on YouTube. And when you first get on here, you're looking at everybody else's stuff, and you're showing your books, but after a while you get to know a lot of people, and you get to know them personally, and you exchange phone numbers or emails, and you talk to these people, and that's the bad thing about well, I guess maybe not. Well, I guess it is a bad thing in a way, because I lived most of my life in Kentucky, and mostly in rural areas, and when I was growing up, everybody read funny books, and I always had a pile of them, but I was like the only one. But after a certain age, I still wanted to read them. Everybody else was tossing them out, and I was going around trying to grab them all up before my friends and my cousins and all these people were going to throw them away. I offered to buy the books. I'll give you a quarter for that one. And they're like, "You serious? I'll give it to you." So there weren't very many. Well, there weren't any comic collectors at all around me when I was growing up. So that's why I'm really grateful that we can all communicate in this format. And I've purchased books off of people on here. I've traded comics. For autographs. Somebody might be going to a show and I might want to get some books signed, so I make a deal. Where I give some books and somebody got some signatures for me. And I see all the time, just random acts of kindness. People gifting people with books or whatever the case may be. And I've been the recipient of that on several occasions, and this is one of those times. Everyone knows our good friend Dr. Vonchilla, John, and came in and found a package the other day, and I was like, "What's this?" And then I saw the name. I was like, "Wow," So he sent me some really cool books. A couple of them I had, but all the ones he sent are going to be like upgrade copies to ones that I had already. But there's some great stuff here. Here's Doc Savage, Man of Bronze, #2. Just a beautiful cover, and one of those great picture frame covers that I'm in the midst of collecting. I'm actually going to show a couple videos of some picture frame stuff from Marvel that I've got recently. But just a great cover. I think this was like a short-lived series. It maybe ran 8 issues. Somebody might want to correct me on that if I'm wrong. But just great stuff. I think we got some interior art by Ross Andrew and Ernie Chua, or Chan, or Cha, as I used to call him when I was a kid. But just a beautiful book. Really nice grade. And something I wanted to mention here. The books from John, he's got the little stamps that for the collection of John Rasmussen from Middletown, Pennsylvania, established 1972, and I was like, that looks awful familiar to me. And I looked back through some of my back issues, and I had actually bought some books from you, John, over the years, and I know you had said you had done a lot of selling on eBay, and I've probably got, I don't know, probably 15 or 20 books that were in your collection at one time. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, everybody knows what a great guy John is. You got a great collection of books. He's real knowledgeable on the history of comics, and any of you've been watching his comic memories videos and stuff. I'm sure you've been enjoying them as much as I have. But like I say, Doc Savage #2, awesome book. Creatures on the Loose #16, another one. I guess it was another great picture frame cover. Beautiful Gil Kane artwork. I think he just did a obsession video. He's got several copies of this book, and I think I already had one, but this is actually an upgrade from one I have. So this is great stuff. And what's so cool about this book? It's not only the great cover. I mean, you have great art in it by Gil Kane, and I think maybe Bill Everett did the inks on this. And you have like two more. You have 2 more stories in the back. They're actually Jack Kirby monster reprints. So for 20 cents, I mean, this was like more than a bargain. So, you know, beautiful book, great stories and art. Okay, and I'm not sure, I don't think I had this one, but another cool horror book from the 70s, Unexpected 147. I'm thinking that might be a Nick Carty cover, I'm not sure. But another nice book. Okay, and last but not least, I think I already had a copy of this, but mine was like in rat shape. And I remember this cover, but John sent me one of his copies of his beloved Thor 207. Another beautiful Gil Kane cover. And what's interesting about this book, this is like one part of actually a 3-part unofficial DC Marvel crossover. Now, I don't know if it was the first that they did like this, but this is one of those Rutland, Vermont Halloween parade stories, and you have some comic creators that are actually drawn into and written into the story. I think the four that I mentioned, it was like Steve Englehart, Jerry Conway, and I'm not sure, I never was sure how to pronounce this guy's name. It's either Lynn Wein or Lynn Wine, and his wife Glynis. And so they're actually in this story as part of the Halloween crossover, I guess. But this book and 2 more that I actually pulled out that goes along with this, I want to talk about. They all came out around December 72 or January 1973. And all 3 of them were written by the 3 different writers. And I think Glynis Wine, she might have done the coloring or the lettering on some of this stuff. I'm not really sure. But in this one, I think this is actually Jerry Conway wrote this one. Yeah. Jerry Conway did the script. Got some great John Mishima art, even though he was inked by Vince Colletta. You see the parade, and you see some people in costume from DC, and then you see our crowd of riders at the bottom. So about the same time, Justice League 103 came out, guest starring the Phantom Stranger. And this story was written by Lynn Wein. Got some great art in this one by Dick Dillon and Dick Giordano. Phantom Stranger, one of my favorite characters. But you actually have the aforementioned writers in this story also. You see Lynn Wine, Glynis, Steve Englehart, and the parade goers. You have something that looks kind of familiar to Marvel fans. I think in this he was called Commando America, and the costume's just a little bit different, but you know it's a pretty straight rip from Captain America. So this was another part of that story, and I guess the 3rd part of the story, Amazing Adventure 16, and I think this was written by Steve Englehart. So you have 3 different writers on all 3, I guess, chapters of this crossover, and they also appear. So there you have the aforementioned characters once again, and all these stories are based in Rutland, Vermont, during their Halloween parade. So I thought that was a pretty cool little side note to this. So anybody that's interested in getting the first, I guess, unofficial Marvel and DC crossover, somebody might correct me on that. There might have been something before, but like I say, Thor 207, JLA 103, and Amazing Adventure 16. And once again, John, thank you so much. Like I say, those of you that haven't got to check out John's channel, he just recently started putting videos up. Was putting some great stuff up about comic memories from when he was a kid. And John, just an all-around great guy, just like everybody else on here. And just really, really grateful to be part of this community. And even though, most of my friends are like, hundreds of miles away, I'm really grateful for YouTube. That way we can kind of commute to each other and just have a great time. So that's all I got for now. As always, onward and upward.